Right, so our equation for mean is w times x divided by the sum of w, right? That's our equation there. Right, so if we do this, now notice what we do, right? So it's very similar to what we did before. The good thing is, right, we don't have to find any midpoints. The x's are exactly that. So we can skip that part, and then we go straight to the actual equation. So just like we did on the first equation, right, we multiply straight across, we do the same thing. W times x means you literally multiply straight across. And that's what we do. 4 times 4 gives you 16. 4 times 3 is 12, and so forth down the line. Right? We just literally multiply straight across. And now what we're going to do is find the sum of those, or the mean, the addition. So we're going to add all up. So that's what we get. So our top number is going to be 45. Okay? And the bottom number is the sum of all the W's. In this case, the sum of all the credits, which is 16. And then finally, just like we did for the mean of the other one, we just divide them. So 45 divided by 16 gives you a GPA of 2.813 for this person's semester, overall GPA. And believe it or not, this is exactly how every college does a GPA, every high school, anything like that does it. And again, if you want to do your overall GPA in all 4 years or 3 years or 5 years, all you do is find the mean of all your GPAs. So pretty crazy, huh? Very simple stuff you do in an intro class to stats. Okay? So, give you guys another example. So, like I said earlier, right? Give you the hints. You use this for credits and also the percent of the grade, right? So, when do you actually use that? So, you use this template whenever you're asked to find the GPA of anything. Right? And they also tell you your guidelines as well. They have to give you this portion, right? Again, the hint is the credits or the units is always the W's, okay? Like it is here. Now, what I mean by percentages of grades is the question 2 in the back, which is this one here. Okay? So we're going to do this question here. So using the grading system of our class, let's suppose you get a 94 on homework, 88 on quizzes, 88 on exam 1, 75 on exam 2, and a 90 on the final exam. What would your grade be, or the weighted mean? Okay, so if you look on the syllabus, right, that tells exactly what our proportion is respectively. But I'm going to mimic what we did here. So I'm going to try to mimic as best, right, to make it nice and pretty. Okay, so let's write some stuff down. Right, just from the information given to us. Okay. So we're told a couple things, right? So I'm just going to write a couple things down. So let's just say assignment. Okay. So according to our portion, we had a 94 on homework, so it's homework. And let's say points. That's a 94. Quizzes was 88, so I'll just put Q for quizzes. That's an 88. Okay. 88 on exam 1, so let's just say exam 1 was an 88. Exam 2 was a 75. And then finally, on the final, I'll just put final, it was a 90. Okay, so that's what the points assigned, right? So if you look at our syllabus, I'll just put percent, you can see what the percentages are for each individual case. So the percentage for homework is 15%. Percentage for quizzes is also 15, and each exam is worth 20%, and the final is 30%. Okay. So this is what I mean by I gave you the hint of the other one. So let me see what is that here. So the W's is always the percentages of grade. So therefore, if we go over here, our W's are going to be the percentages. Therefore, by default, our points are X. Okay, so that's how we figure out when it comes to the weighted mean for GPAs and also how you find your grade itself. Okay. And now from there, we just find the mean, right? So now in this case, find the overall GPA. So means we're going to be using this equation because it's W's, the weighted mean. So So W times X over the sum of W. So if we follow the same template as the last example, we multiply straight across. So 94 times 15 and so forth down the line. So that should give you 1410. Multiply across 1320, 1760, 1500, and finally 2700. Okay. Okay. So now the top number, right, is a sum. So we're going to add all of these up together. So add these up, and I believe you should get, so the sum of all these should get 8,690, I believe. Okay. So in our mean, that's going to be our top number. And now our bottom number is going to be the sum of W. So we're going to add up all these up, and that should give you 100. If I did this correctly. Okay. So now we just divide, and that gives you 86.990%, which means this student got a B plus in the class. Okay. And again, believe it or not, that's actually how I do your exam as well, or your grade as well. Right. I use Excel, but that's pretty much what I do in Excel for you guys. Okay. So again, that's pretty much the end of this section. It's only covering over two portions when it comes to it is mean over frequency distribution, which means you're going to have to use this equation, right? And the weighted mean, meaning you only use this when it comes to GPA and calculated grade when it comes to it. That's pretty much all of this section's all about. Okay.